So today, we are gathering here in this sacred space. And what I would like to invite you is, if you're just joining in, to take a deep breath and let go of all the rush that happened this morning. Let go of whatever happened this morning or this week, and allow yourself to be fully present, in this moment, and feel yourself surrounded by love, surrounded by the connection of a community and the shared journey that we all having of being authentic, of showing ourselves as authentic beings. And what I know is that this last week of this month, can you believe it? It's the last Sunday of the month. Yes, it is. And as we go into this, as we go deeper into the practice makes imperfect series, because most of the time, I don't know about you, but most of my life I heard practice makes perfect. And I used to wonder, well, it doesn't look like practice made perfect, because there's always something that I messed up. But then when I going through this series, it has been such a bathe of fresh water to me, to know that I can be perfectly imperfect. That to me is excited. And so as we embark this today in this profound journey, and this title that we have today, I came up with the title, Finding Freedom in Our Flaws. And why finding freedom? Because I don't know about you, but what I found is that when I realized, or when I heard one of my mentors, that practice doesn't make perfect, but it's about accepting, it's about embracing our imperfections, and knowing that we can expand, because every time we become aware of our imperfections, we are one thing. Most of us, we are here in a journey of becoming better, of becoming the better version of ourselves. And as we do that, then we get to embrace our imperfections. And when we embrace our imperfections, each one of us, we transform into the being that we are here to be. And otherwise, if we were perfect, then we don't need to be here. There's no need for us to be here. And then the journey will be kind of boring. Just imagine if each person, if each human being were perfect, nothing to work towards, then it will be boring, I think, because our imperfections is what brings the juice into life. It's what help us to believe and to know that we're here to embrace it all. Just like nature, if you pay attention to nature, you can see that there's a lot of imperfect things in nature, but yet there's beauty in our shortcomings, because we are part of nature as well. So as we come together, and my invitation to you today is that you shift your perspective and cultivate a deeper sense of self-acceptance. How? By recognizing your flaws. Because when we recognize our flaws, then we know that our flaws are not weakness, but rather it's a unique part of us, it's a unique facet of our human experience. And what it does is that it opens the doors to new connections and limitless possibilities. Okay. So let's take this opportunity to celebrate authenticity, and also to learn how imperfections can lead us to a greater personal growth and understanding. Okay, imagine if you can do that. What's going to happen when you understand that you are imperfect? Not understand, but accept, right? Because when we accept, it means that we have become aware. Okay, the first thing is that we have to be aware of our imperfections. The next step is for us to embrace our imperfections. When we embrace them, now we can be okay with it, and we don't have to feel less than or inadequate because of our imperfection. Rather, we embrace it and we are asking ourselves, what can I do to be better? What can I do to show up in a better way? Okay, this is what I know. And not only that, but when we do that, we liberate ourselves from the quote unquote perfect human being. Okay, Dennis Maris. Let me see, where is this quote? Let's see. Let me get this quote. Um, Be patient with me. Okay, here. Okay. Dennis 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 Merritt Jones, in his book The Art of Being, he said, you can try. You can try to wait until everything is okay or everything is perfect in your life before you seek that moment of enlightenment, but you will be waiting an eternity. What does this mean? This means we can seek perfection, but in that process, we will have to wait for a long time before we act on what our heart is calling us to do. That's what I know. And so, what I know is that if I waited for me to be perfect right now, today, before we started, a lot of stuff happened that I don't know if you noticed, but I was not able to start on time. And that was because I made a mistake, okay? When I set up the 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 live stream, I set it up for AM rather than PM. And so that was because my imperfection right there was that I didn't double check the time because I was in a rush or whatever. But today I pay that price. So for me today, the lesson is, okay, I must pay attention and I must double check before, okay, because I was just going through it, beating myself up for not doing the right thing. But I am grateful that I can be here and I can give you that example. I can give you that example of my own imperfections. And so I learned a long time ago that in order for me to show up as who I am, I must be willing to show up with my imperfections. I have an accent. Um, Sometimes when I speak. You might say, "What is she saying?" Or "What does she mean?" I'm in my own little world. In my own little world, everything is perfect. But to you, the receiver, it might not be. And I understand that. And what I know is that I have been able and willing to accept my little quirks and know that it's okay. That it's okay. I'm in this journey of becoming better and better and better. And the more I do it, the more better I become. Yes, because I am learning from my previous mistakes. And you can do the same thing. Think about some things, some abilities that you have today. When you started with those abilities, how you work when you started, whether it was speaking, whether it was writing, whether it was gardening, whether it was at your job, at home with the children, as a parent, as a grandparent. How many mistakes have we made, right? But that doesn't mean that we're bad. It doesn't mean that it's not good. It just means that we have an opportunity to get better. It just means that we have an opportunity to learn and to grow from it. That's what it means. So, in our quest for authenticity, we must cultivate self compassion. And what is really self compassion? That means that we must be patient with ourselves. We must be loving. We must have empathy for ourselves, patience with ourselves. Okay. And why is that? Because in the world, we don't find that, right? It is too easy to be harsh, and critical and criticize ourselves, because a lot of times we live in a world that we are always comparing ourselves with others. hmm, with others outside. And others might be showing something that is not who they are anyway. They just showing up as that, but it's not. So self-compassion teaches us to embrace our vulnerabilities. It allows us to acknowledge our mistakes and recognize that just like everyone else, we are beautifully human. When we learn into self-compassion, when we lean into self-compassion, we open the door to healing, to grow, and transformation. Transformation means that we have chosen, we have made a decision to grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, in every area of our lives. Okay, because every area of our lives is touched by who we are. There's not one area of our life that is not touched. Self-compassion exists only when we have taken the time to accept our flaws, meaning accept who we are. Okay, it's not good or bad, it's just what it is. Let's not judge it. Let's not criticize ourselves. We have another quote here by Tara, that we have a quote here by Tara Brach in her book Radical Acceptance: Embracing Your Life with the Heart of Buddha Self. She says, on the sacred path of radical acceptance, rather than striving for perfection, we discover how we love ourselves into wholeness. Okay? So let's love ourselves into wholeness. It's about loving ourselves into wholeness. If we do that, then what happens is that we can be more compassionate with ourselves, more patient with ourselves. Okay, so this can be, it sounds, what I know is that a lot of the things and the teachings that we speak about, they sound easy, but at the time that we have to practice, it can be challenging. That's what I know. But what I also know is that it's challenging because it's something new. It's something that we're not used to. And so, because it's not part of who we are yet, it's challenging. But once we decide that this is who we want to become, because we're in this journey of becoming, then we begin to celebrate the curated and polished. That's what we begin to celebrate. We begin to see ourselves as who we desire to become because of the practices that we are doing on a daily basis. We have said, you know what? I believe that I can change this about me. And I know that the more more consciously I practice it, doing it right, and be patient with myself, eventually I will get it right. And so what happens is that in the meanwhile, practice, 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 and consciously knowing that this is who I want to become, not because so and so says so, not because society says so, but because you have made that decision. Okay. But in the meanwhile, you're dealing with yourself with compassion, with love. So it's about knowing that you're doing this with joy. As you go through the process, you're doing it with joy, with love, with patience. And so you find yourself that you don't have to compare yourself with anybody. Okay, each person, each one of us have our own ways of being, our our um our things that don't work for us. Okay, so the beauty of it is that when we fully accept our flaws, then we can actually be the light to encourage others to be their light. Because when you show up as who you are, with your all quirks and with all your flaws, we are giving others the permission to do the same. We are saying, I accept myself. And so as I accept myself, I accept you with your flaws. And I see you perfectly beautiful with your flaws. Because we begin to see beyond the physical. Because in the spirit, as spirit, we are perfect. In spirit, we are perfect. There's no imperfection in spirit. But in this human form, as we walk in this journey of this thing called life, there's things that we must adjust and we must shift, perceptions that we must shift so we can live a happy life, a joyful life. Okay, so, and this is what I call, this is radical, okay? But what I know is that this is, when we do this, is such a relief to the spirit, that he knows that we know that we are in this process. And each day as we practice, we are becoming more and more of who we really are. So I want you to imagine yourself in your family circle, at the workspace, in your spiritual community. Being part of a family circle, of a workspace, a spiritual community that celebrates authenticity, that you are accepted with your flaws and everything. A place where we uplift each other as we explore the depths of who you and me are. So this can create loving communities, because we are creating a space to be vulnerable. We are creating a space to accept all of us in whichever way we are. I think that as long as we're not harming anyone in any way, everything should be fine. And so what happened is that then we have a space, when we create a space like that, we have a space where everyone feels safe to share the story. And then each one of us, from a place of love, we can suggest, hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? See, because we're here where we might be different in our own ways. But at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. That's the reality of it. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We all want to have and be the best. So that's what true transformation is about. It's not about perfection, but the beauty in coming together as we are. Imagine the beauty of coming together as who you and me are. Imagine, I want you to imagine that space. And we will really have peace. We will really enjoy love and be in love. You know, last weekend I was able to be part of a family reunion, not with my blood family, but spiritual family. And it was so beautiful to see how we're different. We have our own thing going on, but to see how we can all celebrate life in communion, and be happy for each other and enjoy each other's company, regardless of who we are, and feel safe to be who we are. Okay, I felt safe to be me, knowing that I am accepted for who I am and how I show up, not because of my flaws, but because of the essence of who I am. Imagine that kind of life. Okay, here I have another quote with Ernest Holmes. And Ernest Holmes says, Ernest Holmes says in his book, Science of Mind, page 365, is 365, Science of Mind, page 49. He said, your relationships to life is that you are like nature to it. You are in it and it is in you. Some part of you exists as pure, unmanifest spirit. This side of your nature has never been troubled since you are fashioned from the stuff of the invisible. As nature is incarnated in you. Nature is incarnated in you. That's what Ernest says. Okay. You are fashioned from the same stuff that nature is made of. We're no different. It's just a different, we are in a different form, because remember, there's only one. And the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, Allah, Abba, whatever name you want to give it, is in everything. There's not one thing that is not it. It just takes different forms. So as it takes different forms, it allows itself to show up as imperfect. As we, because we're the one who are judging it. Our judgment is what makes it imperfect. See, it's our judgment of it that makes it imperfect, because we have this idea of perfection. See, so I want to, so let's do that. Let's remember that let's remember that we are part of the one, and that's what makes us perfect. So let's take a moment to reflect each day. I suggest that each day you take a moment to reflect on your imperfections that you have been carrying with you. And ask yourself, what aspect of yourself you struggle to accept? Ask yourself, what aspects of myself I struggle to accept? Now I invite you to gently cradle or embrace those flaws in your heart. Okay, embrace those flaws in your heart. Do not judge them, but instead do a radical acceptance. Allow yourself that every part of you deserves to be accepted. Okay, how many of us, what I know about us women, we're very critical of our bodies. I don't know about men, but I know about us. We're very critical of our bodies, right? A lot of us don't dare to look at ourselves in front of the mirror, because the first thing that we do is start picking up at the imperfections of our bodies. Because according to society, this is the kind of body that you're supposed to have. And if you have this body, you're perfect. If you have this kind of hair, you're perfect. I'm really happy to see nowadays in the magazine, when I see, different models that when I was growing up, I never saw. I just used to see one kind of models, white, blonde, skinny. But nowadays we see all kinds, from different races, Black, Afro-American, Asians, multiracial. It's to me that brings joy into my heart, that our society is finally catching up with who we really are. But the only reason that is happening, it is happening because you and me are saying, I am accepting, I am embracing my flaws, and instead of criticizing them, I'm gonna love on them. I'm gonna love on them. And if there's something that I can do to adjust, to change, I will do it. I will do it. But those things that you cannot change, and this is just how you are, you start loving them. You start embracing them. So I think that is very liberating. So as we move forward this week, I invite you to commit yourself to finding freedom in your flaws. That's what I'm inviting you to do. So let's celebrate our authentic self, and let's cultivate a community that strives on love and acceptance. I believe that together we can show the world that the messy, imperfect parts of life are indeed the most beautiful if we choose to. Because there's another, I don't know who said this, but I know that they said the beauty is in the beholder. Right? Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So imagine if we train ourselves to see beauty in everything, regardless of how it's showing up, regardless of our actions, because a lot of times our actions, we can judge them. But what I know is that there's something in us that gives us the opportunity to shift those actions, to transform those actions into love. If for some reason at one point in your life you were hateful, you were critical, you were mean, you can change that to be love, to be more gentle. That's what I know. And so what I want to leave you today with is this quote from Fernando Pessoa. It's a poem from Fernando Pessoa. And so let me find this so I can put it here. Let's see if I have it. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So it says, to be great, be whole. Exclude nothing. Exaggerate nothing that is not you. Be whole in everything. Put all, put all you, put all you are into the smallest thing you do. Okay. So in each lake, the moon shines with splendor because it blooms up above. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful poem. I love it because it says, it's asking us to not exclude anything that is not you. Okay? Exclude nothing. Exaggerate nothing that is not you. Behold in everything. Put all you are into the smallest things you are, which means is give it your all. Give it your all to whatever it is that you do. You know, give it your all. Put all put all you are into the smallest things you are. I like that. So in each lake, the moon shines with splendor because it blooms up above, which means that no matter what it is, the sun or the moon doesn't stop shining upon us, upon every being. It doesn't say, oh, because you are imperfect, I am not going to shine on you. It doesn't say that. It doesn't do that. The sun and the moon shines on all of us, on all beings, not just human beings, but in everything. That means that the sun, that is part of God, that is God, the moon that is God, that is part of God, is saying, I accept you. I love you just the way you are. It doesn't mean that you're not going to strive to be better. That doesn't mean that. Okay. It means especially those part of you that can be shifted, that can be transformed. Just think, I want you to think about the diamond. Okay, the diamond is a stone, a black stone. And what they do is that they polish it. They polish it, they polish it, they polish it, they polish it, and then that that stone is the diamond. It shines the way it shines. That's who you are. That's who you and me are. And so I want you to think about that. You are a diamond. That's what you are, a diamond. And we are polishing ourselves each day, in every moment. Okay. So now in this moment, what I would like to invite you to do is I want you to take a deep breath. Okay. We're going to do our affirmations. Take a deep breath in Repeat after me. It is so that I celebrate my unique journey and recognize that my imperfections make me who I am. Take a deep breath. The next one. It is so that I honor my flaws and strengths alike, knowing that knowing that they contribute to my growth and self-love. Take a deep breath. The next one. It is so that I release the need for perfection and joyfully accept every facet of myself as valuable and worthy. Let's read that again. It is so that I release the need for perfection and joyfully accept every facet of myself as valuable and worthy. And so it is, and now it is. Ashe, amen. And in that space of accepting our flaws as the beautiful being, as part of this beautiful being that I am, what I know is that there's nothing, there's nothing that is not God. And as I recognize that everything is God, that everything is divine love, divine mind, divine power, I recognize that I am one with it. And as I speak, I'm speaking about you as well. I'm speaking about you because there's only one. No matter where you are, no matter the distance, no matter who you are, I am part of this divine love, of this divine universe that I call God. And when I align myself with this divine love, what I know is that I have all the qualities of God. I have the qualities of love, of peace, of abundance, of health, of wholeness. That is who I am, regardless of how I'm showing up, regardless of my physical appearances, regardless of my quirks, regardless of what makes me a unique being. What I know is that I am in a journey of unfolding this beautiful being that I call myself. And as I recognize this truth about me, I recognize this truth about you. I recognize that you and me are in a journey of being our best version, becoming the best version of ourselves as we walk in this journey of unfolding the beautiful you as God. I give thanks for this knowing, for this understanding, for this acceptance. I give thanks for being able to see beauty in others' flaws. I'm grateful for being able to accept that everyone is in their own journey and not judge it, and to just see it as what it is at the moment. Recognizing that that's not who we are, as we are in this journey of unfoldment, of becoming the best version of ourselves. Oh, I am so grateful to know this truth about each one of us. I am so grateful. I give thanks for this and so much more, and so much more. I release this, knowing it is so, knowing it doesn't return to me void. As I speak this about you, about me, about everyone, I give thanks and let it be. And so it is, and now it is. Ashe, amen. And dear my friends, that was an affirmative prayer. And that is something that we can do for you. Okay, that is an affirmative prayer. And as I mentioned to you earlier, One Love Center has prayer professionals ready, willing, and able to remind you that spirit is full of power, charged and ready within already within you for your immediate use. And so all you must do is send your requests. You can send an email at onelovecenter.org, or you can give us a call at 844-295-5155. And know that your your that your request is your requests are confidential. That's what it is. Your requests are confidential. So you don't have to worry about anyone sharing your prayers with anyone. And if you need a practitioner session, please connect with us. Send us an email. You can connect directly with me and send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to support you. Don't let money be the reason why you don't reach out. We are here as a community to embrace you for who you are and as you are, knowing that you're just becoming better and better and better. I am not the same person that I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, not even a week before. I am constantly shifting and transforming into a better version of me. And so I know that if you are here with us now, you are doing the same thing as well. Um, so the next thing is, again, for those of you that continuously send your donations to One Love Center, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for sending your donations. We're very grateful for your donations. We're grateful that you are here to feed your spirit, okay, to get some ideas. Here at One Love Center, you can send your donations at onelovecenter.org. You could go there, click on the donation button, and that will take you to the PayPal page, and you can make your donations. You can also set up your donations to be automatically on a monthly basis. That's what I do, so I don't even have to think about it. Or you can use Cash Me App and use the symbol sign $ One Love Center, One Love CSL. And so now I invite you to do this affirmation of abundance. And what I would like you to do is to put your hand in your chest and repeat after me. Money, as one of the many gifts of spirit, is good. As I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gift, more money, and more good. I am grateful for the ability to give and for the good works that this gives to in our center and in our world. And so it is, and now it is. Ashe, amen. So I want you to know that it's not about how much you give, it's about you giving. It's about activating the the circulation of giving and receiving. And when you do that, you will receive. Believe me, believe me, you will receive. No one can tell me different. So I invite you to try it. I invite you to trust the process. Okay. At this moment, I would like to do some announcements. We have a lot of things, exciting things happening. Is already starting next week. Yes, next week already. But if you know what I want to say to you, that the number we have the convention of the people of African descent, New Thought Group. We are celebrating our Souls Conference. And the theme for the conference is Consciously Creating Change, August 1st to August 4th. and that will be in the Unity Village. And you can go to that website that you can see there. And what I can say to you is that if you're not able to make it, because it's already next week, or it's on Thursday already, can you believe that? You can actually go online and you can be virtually part of this conference. So, and you don't have to, you could be in the comfort of your home and you can be part of it. So don't miss it. The fact that it's already the 28th of July and on Thursday is the first day of the conference, you can still be part of it by doing it virtually. Don't miss it. It's going to be, I heard that it's going to be amazing. I'm going there and I'm really excited that I'm going to be part of it. So I'm really looking forward to this convention. It's going to be my first one, and I'm looking forward to share and meet others. Also, we have a convention that I'm also going to be there. I do this convention every year. That's a convention that I do not miss. Is the CSL Convention of the Americas in Chapala, Mexico. Is from August 6th to the 10th. Registrations are open. So go to this link, conventionoftheamericas.com. And what I want to say to you is, because it's already in 2 weeks, you might say, hey, I cannot make it. Okay, you cannot make it, no problem. Make sure that you make up your mind that you will be there next year. And when you are there next year, we have payment plans that we're starting for next year. So you can start making payments for next year's celebration. We are not going to have it virtually, unfortunately, probably next year. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe yes, maybe not. I don't know. But as of now, so far as I know, we're not gonna have it virtually. But you can start planning for next year. Make up your mind that you're gonna be there. It's an amazing place to be. It's beautiful. It's an experience that I cannot express in words. But what I know is that when you go there, you always want to be there. So so know that that's what's happening. And another thing that I want to say is that if you want to be part of this, if you want to be part of this, you can connect with me directly, and you can connect with me via Mindshifting Network at gmail.com. You can connect with me, or you can send me a messenger, Facebook Messenger, and I will be more than happy to support you in that process. Okay, let's see what else. First of all, I want to say thank you to those of you that are here. I'm grateful for Lita for being here, for being part of this celebration. Angela Feaster, Reverend Rodney for being here. I'm grateful for each one of you who are, and for all those of you that I cannot see. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being part of this community. I'm really appreciative for each one of you. And what I want to ask you is to send your to share this broadcast with your friends, with your family, and also share it with in your page, in your social media page, so more people know about it. Okay. Also, the last thing that I forgot to tell you is that we have a waiting list for the class Beyond Limits. Okay. So I want you to know that we want you to move into living beyond your limits, because when you do that, you move beyond your belief systems. And so make sure that you go into our website, onelovecenter.org events and /events, and put your name, or send us an email, or send us a text, and let us know that you're interested in this class, because we are making a waiting list for this class so you can be part of it. It's a fun class. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And it's all about changing your belief system, because a lot of things that you're not enjoying in your life is because of your belief system. And we talk about that. Um, so I think that's about it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's what it's about it. So now I'm going to do a benediction, a prayer, and after that we're gonna give you we're gonna put a song to end our service. So I want you to take a deep breath. And I am so grateful and so thankful for all that has transpired this morning, this afternoon. I give thanks for the words, for the message, for the participants, for the community, for the members. I'm grateful for the broadcast, for the platform that allow us to be everywhere, anywhere. I'm grateful for the theme of the month and for reminding us that there is beauty in our flaws, reminding us that our flaws are gifts to ourselves, are gifts to help us remember who we are and whose we are. And what I know is that this today, the rest of this day, and the rest of the week is an amazing week. It's full of love, it's full of health, it's full of peace, prosperity, and all our affairs are flowing with ease and grace. I give thanks for this and so much more, and I let it be. And so it is, and now it is. Ashe, Amen. Beautiful.